everyone, welcome back to Learn Special Education with Diksha. So today I will tell you I would like to discuss about how to deal with the sensory motor or how to deal with the sensory disorder or behavioral disorder child. Okay, so here I will tell you about my own experience with the intellectual disabled child. So first of all, I would like to say you that don't go directly in the education part. If you want to, like us as a special educator, if someone like parents would want from you that you have to develop their child's education part, so it's my personal opinion. First, if you do not have any kind of data about that child like me, because I do not have any kind of data about the child, but through the observation and around 2 days observation, I noticed a lot of things. So I decided that I should not go to the directly education part. So first, make them comfortable with you so that they can open their heart for you, and then you can proceed whatever you want to do with that child, and whatever area you have find out after seeing the reports, after seeing the all data, or can say observation. Like I observe around 2 days to my child, then I started to work with him. Then what? His parents want directly education area, develop his education area, but I found out there are a huge gap. I found there are a huge gap of his last means previous schooling, and right now he is coming with me at that time. So there are a huge of gap between both, from today to last learning. So he was not comfortable with the any book, any slate, any educational material. Okay, so he was very uncomfortable, I found it. And the second thing, he was not able to even hold pen properly, because I found he has a fine motor disability, or can say fine motor skill was very weak. So first, if the child are not able to hold a pen, so it's not possible that he will write. Okay, so first keep all those things around, what's going on with your child, okay, in your mind. So then what you will do, first I find out he has a very poor fine motor skill. Then I found out he has excessive saliva, so he is not able to speak properly. Even he was not able to speak 2 words. Okay, it's a very big thing. If you are delivering something to your child, if he is not able to understand, or if he is not able to hold pen, if he is not able to whatever you are saying to him, he is not comfortable with you, so how you would start the education part? It's not possible. So my personal opinion, then first I make him comfortable with myself. Even I'm telling you, the second day I observe him and to make comfortable to him with me, then I found that when I saw that excessive saliva and poor fine motor skills, even he has a kind of difficulty to sit and to sit up, very difficulty. He's not easily do his work and not easily to means fast. He has a lack of speed. So when I thought first I have to work on his exercise to reduce the saliva, then simultaneously I have to improve his fine motor skill. So what happened, when I touch him, then suddenly he was not comfortable with me. He was like don't touch me. Okay, so first I make him comfortable, only then he allow me to touch his cheeks. Okay, so what happened, and then I make him comfortable, then I give him exercise like rotation exercise, like 1 2 3 4 5, then again clockwise and anti-clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what happened? It's help a lot to reduce saliva, excessive saliva. Okay. The second thing is what? The shoulder exercise. Okay. And you know what? When you are giving to exercise to your child, if, like I gave him like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 only the first day, because you have to also check what is the sensory, level of your child. Like some child has a very aggressive and they did have a very lack sense, power to accept this. They feel very means hurt when we touch their any part of the body. So first you have to check your sensory ability to your child. Like I gave him like 5 times, then slowly I increase it in 7 times, then 10, then 15, then 20. So what happened within a 2 months? Within a 2 month, his saliva going to start reduce, and then I started to speak a lot, because I found he has in at his home he has a very can say environment was, can say there is no language environment for him in his family, right? Because his parents was very busy with their own stuff. They are not, because he is able to hear the first thing, so he can understand whatever you are saying to him, but he was not comfortable. He was very hesitant, even he was very afraid while I'm taking his dad name. So you can get an idea about what kind of environment your child getting from his family. Okay, so then I speak a lot with him after doing all this exercise, and during the exercise, while I'm doing the exercise like shoulder exercise, okay, like fine motor exercise, I'm giving some kind of activity to improve the fine motor. So during this I speak a lot. He just listen to me, giving me some kind of gesture, and maybe he is understanding or not, but he is giving me some kind of gesture. I speak a lot. So what happened? Slowly he was comfortable with me and even giving me response in words. Like I said, if you have done, then you have to inform me, Didi, I have done. So first he was like, if he has done his work, he never telling me like he has completed his work, Didi, okay? But what happened, after some time he was informing me like, Didi, yeah, I have done my work, and like this, the done, okay? So this was the response of that child, okay? So I just want to say to you, make them comfortable and give them a good gesture. Even your touch is very important for them, because I believe in touch, everyone has a kind of healing power in touch, okay? If you are touching to someone with a very polite, with a very genuinely and empathetically, then the person will feel very good and also will heal. So your touch is very important. Your smile and facial expressions are very important for every child if you are getting irritated. Because sometimes what happen, if you are repeating telling one thing to your child again and again, then you feel very irritated. How much time and how many times I will repeat these things to him? He will never understand. He will never do this thing. So these kind of thoughts you try to stop. Okay, you can try to stop to think these kind of thoughts. And the second thing, your facial expression always be positive and empathetic. Like you have to keep smile on your face while you are dealing with the child, and your touch would be very comfortable, very careful, very empathetic, so the child will understand you, your feeling, and also feel the heal. So he will understand very well, and cope up with the situation, and he will learn a lot of things very easily. But you have to keep these kind of things in your mind. Okay, so this is my personal experience, so that you can make a lot of change in his or her behavior if you are doing like this. Yeah, and do all the work by your heart and passion. You have to be very passionate for your work. Only then you can achieve your target. And make sure you have to make the goals, your per day goals, your weekly goals, your 15 days goals, your monthly goals, so that you have to do accordingly. You have to prepare the TLM also. You have to prepare the objective materialistic thinking also. You have to prepare some kind of story. You have to prepare a lot of things for your child, so that he will understand and he will catch the thing and catch the method which is easy for him and in which he is comfortable. So you have to try a lot of strategy methods to teach your child, to train your child, so that he will understand, and he will means learn the new skill whatever you want from your child. And the second thing is, what if you are dealing with your child, keep always smile on your face, give good gesture to your child. And yes, never be irritated with your child. Thank you so much for listening me. Bye bye, take care, see you in next video.